Be up, guys. Be up, guys. Apologies for the rescheduling, delaying different times, but I'm actually here now to chat about this game. And unfortunately, we lost it 2-1. Looked promising at one stage. Thought we may even get a point out of it, a draw, which I thought altogether we may, a 1-1 or something. But we could have actually won it when you look at it. There's some bad decision making with penalties for certain. Kevin Schade was allowed to take that penalty. I don't know. It's a terrible penalty. And I don't know why he took it. Why wasn't it Thiago or Damsgaard or somebody like that? It's pathetic, really. And there wasn't a lot else I was going to talk about. It's just mainly this game and maybe a little bit of transfer news. But obviously I've got to talk about that bloody dickhead, Wissa. It's just fucking annoying me so much now. What he's coming out and saying and totally disrespecting us. And it's an embarrassment on the club. Casting a really bad, dark shadow over this club. And I really wish I want him gone. I just want him to go now. Let's get a load of fucking money and let the cunt go, please. And I apologise for the, that sort of language. And I really do. I know it's a Sunday, but I'm just fed up with him. He's just giving us a bad name. I don't know why what have we done to him to make him be like this? I just don't know. And then, I will be talking about that. Obviously, I want to talk about the game first, really, and go into that. Because obviously, it was a little bit of a disappointment in the end. But I will go through the positives and negatives. There was some positives still, despite the defeat. And be up to you, Warren. Sorry, mate, I can't join you. Well, obviously, it wasn't 12 anyway in the end. Obviously, I had to reschedule. But I know you obviously you drew with Rangers in the end, so a bit disappointing, I guess. 0-0, it wasn't the best of the game. So be up to you, Kev. I'm sure you're happy. I knew you'd be on today somehow. Now you beat us, of course you'd turn up. What happened to the other day when you weren't in live chat? Yeah, I know. But now you're in there, mate. You're in the live chat. To be very happy and rub it in, I suppose, yeah. Kev Flavin, I'm obviously delighted we got the 3 points, but truthfully, a draw probably would have been a fair result. Yeah, I think so too, maybe. But thought Kelleher should have done better for our winning goal. Well, there we go, you're probably right. He probably should have done, but maybe should have kept with Aldermarson. He done well the other day. Maybe should have kept him in goal and let Kelleher fight for the place there. Maybe he's not obviously used to being the number one, is he? Because he was always behind Alisson at Liverpool. So he's obviously not used to being in number one position, is he? Maybe we should keep Aldermarson there and have Kelleher fight for it. But anyway, another comment, Harry. Be up to you, Harry. Thanks for coming in here, bro. Great win for you lot yesterday to Bristol Rovers 4-2. Yeah, superb. Against Hull. Hey guys, hope we're all good. Really disappointing result for the Bees yesterday. Yes, it was. It was. It's consolation that there are other worse teams than us, though, down there. But saying that, one of those worse teams, I thought, at West Ham, they beat Forest today, 3-0. And actually, I'm laughing because I know that Forest done us. So really, maybe that's payback, isn't it? Payback is a bitch. Now you got done by a team that was really struggling and shit. West Ham 3-0. Oh dear. I ain't got no problem with that. For me, I don't care. Forest lost. Get what they get, and that's shit. Karma. Ain't got no sympathy for them whatsoever. But yeah, and also City lost to Brighton. Who'd have thought that? 2-1. Okay, Liverpool Arsenal's going to be on very soon, and obviously I won't be on here too much longer, but obviously I want to watch that. But want to get into all this, of course. Yes, Kev, again, best of luck for the rest of the season, mate. Yeah, you too. Sorry, I will give you credit still. I do respect you, mate. Sunderland. Yeah, you won. So, well done. Congrats. We probably should have won it, though. I really, let's be honest, we could have won it. That penalty and everything. If we had let Thiago have it or Damsgaard have it. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll get into this, the actual reaction. Sunderland 2, Brentford 1. Thiago on target as B suffer late defeat at Stadium of Light. Igor Thiago scores second goal of the Premier League season as Brentford suffer a late defeat to Sunderland at Stadium of Light. Enzo Lefebvre, whatever you got to say it, equalises for the Black Cats before Wilson Isidore heads home winner in 6 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, 6 minutes. That's again, we cannot hold on. That's again, we can't. We end up losing in injury time and so forth. Late goals, always. No matter who's in charge. When we had Frank in charge, it was the same. Now with Keith Andrews, it's not changing, is it? We still cannot hold on in injury time. Yeah. And Dango Watara's first half goal overturned by VAR for a marginal offside. While Kevin Schade has penalty saved, it's a terrible penalty. Should never have been allowed to take that. Penalty saved by Robin Rouse. Head coach Keith Andrews to concede the late goal was bitterly disappointing. Exactly. Igor Thiago scored his second goal of the Premier League season as Brentford suffered a late defeat to Sunderland at Stadium of Light. Dango Watara's smart finish was overturned by VAR for a marginal offside during the first half that produced little goalmouth action. But the game burst into life after the break. Kevin Schade had a penalty saved by Robin Rice, and Thiago's header gave the Bees the lead heading into the final 10 minutes. The Black Cats drew level through Enzo Lefebvre's spot kick, and Wilson Isidore headed home the winner in the 6 minutes of stoppage time. Jordan Henderson started on his return to Stadium of Light. The midfielder began his career with the Black Cats, making his Premier League debut as an 18-year-old, and went on to make a further 70 top-flight appearances for his boyhood club. Henderson was part of an unchanged side from the Bees' previous Premier League game against Aston Villa. In the only change to the matchday squad, Ethan Pinnock replaced Miles Pert Harris on the bench. After an uneventful start, the first chance fell to Sunderland. Trey Humes' corner led to some pinball in the Brentford box, and Nordi Mukiele blasted over the crossbar from 6 yards out. On 14 minutes, Queven Kelleher spilled Humes' low cross on the right, and Sepp Vandenberg, having sensed the danger, cleared to safety under pressure from Lefebvre. At the other end, Schade stooped low to meet a Mikael Damsgaard delivery, but his header dropped well wide of Rowe's right post. Brentford had the ball in the back of the net following their next attack. Nathan Collins strayed out defence and released Watara, who raced clear of 2 Sunderland defenders and rolled the ball into the far corner. But the forward had strayed just offside and the goal was overturned by VAR. Shortly before half-time, Schade peeled away from his marker to connect with Damsgaard's corner at the front post, but his header flew over the bar. Omar Alderete's volley from 20 yards was bravely blocked by Collins in the final action of the first half. Within a minute of the restart, Humes' blocked shot dropped to Habib Diarra and the midfielder dragged wide from the edge of the box. Brentford passed up a golden opportunity to take the lead shortly before the hour mark. After Ronaldo Mandavar was adjudged to have fouled Collins in the penalty area, Schade was tasked with beating Rice from the penalty spot. But the Sunderland keeper dived to his right and saved the spot kick. On 68 minutes, Collins' crucial touch on Enzo Lafay's cross from the left prevented substitute Isidore from having a clear sight at goal. Diarra then seized on the loose ball and drilled wide. Brentford broke the deadlock on 77 minutes. Following a series of crisp passes, substitute Frank Onyeka clipped the ball towards the far post, and Thiago brilliantly headed beyond Rice via the underside of the crossbar. But the Bees' lead was short-lived. Rico Henry pulled down Diarra as a corner was swung into the box, and referee Anthony Taylor, that prat, immediately pointed to the spot. Lafay sent Kelleher the wrong way to make it 1-1 at Stadium of Light. Diarra dragged wide from the right of the box, while Ouattara headed Thiago's cross straight at Rice, and both sides went in search of a winner. It was Sunderland that snatched the points late on in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Granit Xhaka's first-time cross was headed in by Isidore to consign Brentford to a cruel defeat. Yeah, it was cruel. Very cruel. Sunderland 4-3-3. Rice in goal. Hume, Mukiele, Alderete, Ronaldo, Diarra, Xhaka, Siddiqui, Talbi, Mayenda, and Lafay. Guiu came on for Diarra in the 87th. Dingra came on for Talbi in the 65th. Isidore came on for Mayenda in also in the 65th. Subs, of course, Patterson, Neil Roberts, Rigg, Silt, and Masuaku. Brentford, Kelleher, Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg, Lewis Potter, Henderson, Yarmuluk, Damsgaard, Ouattara, Thiago, and Schade. Henry came on for Lewis Potter in the 72nd, Onyeka on for Henderson in the 71st, and Carvalho came on for Schade in the 90th. Subs, Veldemarson, Aya, Hickey, Jensen, Menambo, and Pinnock. Andrews, I'm really disappointed. Head coach Keith Andrews was left disappointed by Brentford's late defeat to Sunderland. We knew this was going to be a tough game, said the Bees boss. Any newly promoted team is always going to start with energy, enthusiasm, and intensity. With the ball in the first half, we weren't at our best. We didn't play with enough control, and our decision-making at times wasn't spot on. During the second half, we played with a lot of personality with Mikael Damsgaard between the lines. To concede the late goal was bitterly disappointing. Collins, there's a lot of frustration and a lot of anger. Captain Nathan Collins also expressed his frustration after the full-time whistle at Stadium of Light. There's a lot of frustration and a lot of anger, he said. Gutted overall first half, we weren't at our best, but we still created a few things and defended really well. Second half, I thought we were on top, controlled the ball and created chances. We scored our goal, we were in control, then the momentum swung and we need to deal with that better. Yeah, exactly, I agree, 100%. But it is what it is, I guess. I'll just do the player ratings. Then I want to talk about Prick Wissa, obviously another bit of transfer news and stuff. And then I'm going to bounce and watch Arsenal and Liverpool. Right, so just go into the player ratings. There we go. They had a bit more possession than us, 54% to 46. That's not too bad, but still, we still lost. There wasn't much in it, really, when you look at it. Anyway, Kelleher, I'm going to give, well, he was a bit bad. I don't think he was great with the goal, the Sunderland goal. Probably wasn't a lot he could do with a penalty. But I don't think he was that great at times. I'm going to give him. I'll give him a 6. I don't think he was really at his best. Schade, I thought was decent again, really good. I'll give him a 7. Obviously, we didn't keep a clean sheet. We conceded 2. So yeah, Schade, a 7, I think. Lewis Potter, he was decent again at 7. Henry came on for him. I'll do that in a little while when I get to the subs. Yarmulke was okay, nothing special, but I'll give him a 6. Luke Collins was really good. A lot of the time, he's made some really great interceptions or block tackles or whatever. I'm going to give him an 8. Vandenberg as well for a good clearance as well. I know obviously hasn't kept a clean sheet. The actual defence hasn't kept a clean sheet. So, but I'll still give him an 8. I thought he was really good. Ouattara, I actually thought was very good again. I know he scored and he was offside, so had another chance. He looks a threat though, and I'm going to give him an 8. So there's still positives out of this. No matter what, I'm still coming out with positives. So I'll try and outweigh the negatives. Obviously, the penalty situation was bad, and I'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, yeah, Ouattara an 8. Henderson, I thought he'd done okay on his return there, and his return to Sunderland, of course, where he started as an 18-year-old playing for them. I'll give him a 7. Didn't do a lot wrong. Thiago, I actually thought was really good again. He scored. He should have had the penalty, I think. Should have taken that. I don't know why he didn't. Got booked, a yellow card, but he got another goal. And that's another positive, that he's still scoring. No matter what's going on. 3 goals now. 3 goals in 3 games, I suppose you could say. Yeah, so actually I'll give him an 8. I think if he had taken that penalty, I think he may have scored. But you know what? I'm going to give man of the match to Damsgaard again. I thought he was amazing yet again. Damsgaard, absolutely superb. I'll give him a 9. Yes, we lost, but it was close. It was 2-1. Not a lot in it, and I thought he was immense. Yeah, again, so a 9. And Schade, well, for the penalty miss as well, why he was allowed to take it, why he took it, I don't know. Terrible penalty. I've got to mark him down, to be honest, because of all that. And he showed glimpses of a threat, but not good enough. I'm going to say 6 for him. And the subs, Valdemarson again not used, Hickey not used, Malambo not used, Pinnock not used, Onyeka came on again and looked pretty dangerous actually coming on. I thought he was actually pretty good. I'll give him a 7. Yeah, came on for Henderson in the 71st. Jensen not used, Carvalho came on for Schade, couldn't do much, 90th minute. I'll say a 5. Give him a 5. Henry, well, he did give away a penalty as well, and I got booked. Came on for Lewis Potter, 72nd. Not one of his best coming on, Henry, I'm afraid. I think he's still done some decent things, though, despite all that. But I'll give him a 5. I can't give him any more. He did give away the penalty. So, I are not used. So, as I say, for me, once again, Damsgaard, man of the match. So that's the reaction. Now I'll go into this well, I'll go into a little bit of transfer news first and then talk about Wissa, as much as I don't want to. But I'm going to have to. Right. And of course, before I go into that, we got obviously the international break now for 2 weeks, I believe. 2 weeks, yeah. Could be a little bit boring as usual, with no Premiership action. And then when we come back, we got Chelsea. So, not going to be easy. That's why I thought we could have done with another 3 points, really, or a point. But still, we're not right down there. That's the good thing, positive thing. We're not actually right down there. And there are some worse teams than us down there below us. So, it was only 2-1 as well. Last few minutes of injury time or whatever, last minute, and it is cruel. And we could have easily got a point or won the game. So, in a way, it's good. I'm happy with it, despite the result. But as I say, the penalty situation has to be better. Schade cannot be allowed to take any more penalties. I'm sorry. He's just not good enough. He's not confident enough with penalties. So, no. It's either got to be Thiago or Damsgaard. It's got to be one of them. It's got to be, let's come up with it. Nominate at least one of those. And, and then maybe we would have even won it. We could have won it, let's be honest. If we ain't mucked up the penalty as well. So, really, it's our usual. We've done the usual with the bees. We sort of, give it away when we had it in our grasp, really. It's the usual. It was like it with Frank as well. So, with Thomas Frank, it's exactly the same. So, even with him at times, it was the same. So, and of course his team lost, Spurs 1-0 to Bournemouth. Anyway, but moving on, Brentford have had 2 bids for PSV's Joe Veerman rejected. It looks like they were talking about they're going to weigh it up, whether they accepted it, but I think it looks like they've rejected both PSV. So it looks like we're not going to get him. Brentford have had 2 offers rejected for PSV Eindhoven midfielder Joe Veerman. The Dutch club responded to Brentford's second offer, believed to be in the region of 25 million, with a message that Veerman is not for sale. The Bees are now considering whether to return with a new offer for the 26-year-old, who has 16 caps for the Netherlands. Brentford remain keen to strengthen their squad before the transfer deadline on Monday, but are having difficulty in landing their top targets. The West London club have also had a £45 million bid rejected for Borussia Dortmund forward Max Bayer. Whether Brentford can strengthen in attacking areas could have a bearing on whether DR Congo forward Johan Wissa joins Newcastle. Wissa has told the club of his wish to move to St James Park this summer, and we know. And there's a statement he's come out with now. Newcastle have seen 2 offers for Wissa turned down. The latest offer, worth £30 million plus £5 million in add-ons. So, yeah, this obviously with Joe Veerman, if we go back again, I don't know. We may. We've only got tomorrow now. Tomorrow's the last day. We can do anything. So we've now got to try and do something. And there's one other thing I'm saying that I feel we could make a move for. And again, it may take a big bid, apparently. But I'm just going to bring it up and talk about it and see. Because there's talk he's going to leave. And that's Josh Sargent, who I feel we could sign. Here we go. Yeah, not Josh Sargent, Norwich City, Manning on Sargent transfer window countdown. Liam Manning insists it will take an unbelievable offer for Norwich City to sell Josh Sargent on deadline day. But obviously, he could go. And why aren't we in for him? This guy scores goals. Yeah, you could say it's all in the Championship, but he's American international and he's getting goals. He's still only 25. He's got time on his side. He's still young. You know, come on. Why aren't we not going in for this man? You know, it makes no sense. We need a striker. We need somebody who's bang the goals in. We get him. It's the replacement for Wissa. That's it. We let him go. We let that twat go. Arsehole go that he's causing us so much shit here. We let him go with this guy brought in. Come on, Bees. What's wrong with you? The American spray sealed a 2-0 Championship win at Blackburn to continue his blistering start to the new season with 6 goals in 5 games. The 25-year-old rebuffed a possible Bundesliga move to Wolfsburg earlier in the summer. So he obviously didn't want to go to Germany, but he may want to stay here in England and maybe in the Premier. Wants to go there. So I'm sure if we go in for him, you know, we've got to be able to get him. I'm sure he'd want to come back to the Premier. Definitely. Earlier in the summer, and Manning hopes the Canaries do not have to ward off late interest ahead of Monday's 7 p.m. transfer window climax. I think we've got to go for him. We really have. It would have to take something unbelievable for anything to be done. We've got the money, though. We've got the money. Let's do this. He said, I would never want to throw some words out there that get held against me. So as it stands, there is nothing I'm aware of. He showed at the final whistle how all in he is on the club. You see the threat he carries, the movement, the sharpness to get in behind for the penalty. He produces such high-level actions. I gave him a bit of stick because, for me, he missed a couple of other really good chances, which, for the standards I know he sets himself, he'll take in future. He epitomised everything. I think if you look at him and Kenny McLean, the leadership that they're developing and showing and bringing to the team was really important. I'm delighted that Sarge has got off to such a good start. He's a constant handful. I think he's so intelligent with the positions he takes up, and he's so sharp over the first meters. He's the best nine at the level for me. We're delighted to have him here. Long may that continue. The likes of Shane Duffy and Anis Ben Slimani could depart. But obviously I'm not going to talk about that. Really, that's not important. Obviously, I think this, Josh Sargent, we got to go for him. We got to. I know he'd want to come. He'd want to come to the Premier. So let's go in for him. Apparently, that was 21 million that was rebuffed by Norwich by Wolfsburg. So I would say at least you would say maybe 35, 40 million. And we got that. We got all that. We got from the sale of Bramo, of course, Norgard, various others, Flecken even, and even that bit of investment we got now as well. So we got the money, and also Rorsleff, of course. We let him go at last. So, yeah, I think we should go in for this man. I really do. He's going to get goals. He's getting goals there. Yes, it's Championship. Premier is different. But I think he'd do it. I think he could do it here. It could suit him. Anyway, I'm going to move on, and obviously we'll talk about that another time on my transfer streams. But obviously I want to go to this. And this guy's been a real pain with what he's doing here. Johan Wissa, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. It's terrible. Jan Wissa released his statement calling on Brentford to honour their promise of transfer move. Brentford forward Jan Wissa has released a statement calling on the club to honour their promise of sanctioning a move away this transfer window. Wissa, who scored 49 times in 149 games for the Bees, has been subject to bids from Newcastle United this summer, which Brentford have rejected. The 28-year-old was given permission to fly home early from the club's pre-season training camp in Portugal in July, having expressed his desire to leave, and is yet to feature for Keith Andrews' side this campaign. In a lengthy statement on Instagram, Wissa has now publicly stated his desire to leave and claims Brentford have not fulfilled promises made to him. Over the past few weeks, there has been increased speculation about my future at Brentford Football Club, he said. As a result, I wanted to speak directly and honestly about exactly where things stand. I've stayed silent for much of the summer, but with just hours remaining of the transfer window, I feel compelled to make it clear I want to leave Brentford. I believe the club are unduly standing in my way, despite a series of fair offers throughout the summer. I have always given 100% for Brentford since the day I signed back in 2021. I'm proud of what we have built together and have never taken the opportunity to play for the club, taking the opportunity to play for the club for granted. Brentford fans will always have a special place in my heart. But then why do you remove all your socials about us then? Why? You don't give a shit. You don't give a toss, mate. And I've always conducted myself professionally, both on and off the pitch. It's been a privilege to wear this shirt for 149 games and celebrate 49 goals. Earlier this summer, I held open discussions with the club's senior management, including key directors and the new head coach. I made clear my intention to explore a new challenge. During these conversations, it was confirmed to me and my representatives that the club would not stand in my way if a reasonable offer was received. This was also put in writing. Based on this understanding, I sought to find a new club, keeping Brentford informed with full transparency at every step. I received a formal offer from another Premier League club and communicated I wanted to join. I was under the impression from all my conversations with Brentford that there was a mutual agreement to part ways. Yet as the window comes to an end, the club has now significantly changed its position, going against what was communicated. This has left me in a difficult and frustrating position. The promise that I could leave this summer has not been fulfilled. It saddens me to have to write that, and I maintain total respect for the club and its fans. I want to make it clear that I've not acted unprofessionally. Well, I think you have. I'm sorry you have. Nor do I wish to leave Brentford on bad terms. Well, it looks like you are. Looks like you are, though. I've been transparent in my position throughout. I have continued to communicate openly with the club and conduct myself in a way that reflects my values as both a footballer and human being. I remain hopeful that a fair and reasonable resolution can still be found before the transfer window shuts. In the meantime, I must do what I feel is right for my career and family and insist that Brentford honour their promise to let me join a new club and at a fair price. I want to thank all the Brentford fans for their support and understanding during this difficult situation. Your energy and belief in me has always meant a great deal. This has never been about walking away from what is a fantastic football club. It's about being allowed to move forward with Brentford's blessing based on repeated promises that I could leave for a new chapter this summer. Being made to stay beyond this summer will only tarnish 4 wonderful years at this incredible club. And so I ask Brentford's owners and directors to now honour their promise to let me leave in the final hours of the window. Haters contacted Brentford for a response to Vissa's claims, but have been told that the club are not commenting. So it carries on, and it's not a good look. It is not a good look with all this. It really isn't. And apparently we have sort of responded to this. There is some sort of response. And this is it here. How Brentford have responded. So I'll just try and get rid of this if I can. Yeah. How Brentford have responded to Johan Vissa's telling statement and Newcastle United links. Johan Wissa has released a damning statement confirming that he wants to leave Brentford this summer amid links with Newcastle United. The summer transfer window has been a rollercoaster from start to finish for most Premier League teams, but it's been an especially wild one for Newcastle United. While 5 senior players have come through the door, Newcastle have missed out on several top targets to other Premier League clubs. The likes of João Pedro, Benjamin Sesko and Brian Bramo moved elsewhere despite talks with the Magpies, who have since signed alternatives. Having confirmed the signing of Nick Walter-Mardi, Newcastle are looking to sign a second striker before the window closes on Monday evening. Johan Wissa has been heavily linked with a move to Newcastle, who have seen 2 bids for the 28-year-old rejected. Wissa has since released a statement asking to leave Brentford, and Mark Douglas of iNews has now shared an update on what is being said from Brentford's side in the aftermath. Brentford react to Johan Vissa's bombshell statement amid Newcastle United links. It has been said that Wissa is desperate to join Newcastle, and his statement makes it clear that a move away is his one desire in the final hours of the transfer window. Vissa's agent is in London waiting to travel to Newcastle, but it could end up being a race against the clock to get a deal done for the striker with how long there is left. Deadline day is upon us, and Newcastle are expected to be busy. Eddie Howe said he would like another player to ensure his squad is complete and is as strong as it can be for the new season. But it remains to be seen whether that will be a striker or a player in a different position. While Vissa's statement was telling, it has clearly had little impact on Brentford's stance regarding selling him, as Douglas has stated on X that Brentford's stance on selling Wissa has not changed after his statement. Right, I'll just have a get it. Yeah. My understanding is that despite Johan Vissa's bombshell statement, Brentford's stance on his sale hasn't changed. It's been the case from the start they needed a replacement in before considering a sale. Still holds. Their stance is that a replacement needs to be found before Brentford would consider selling Wissa. Wissa is now in a similar situation to Alexander Isak, who's very keen on leaving Newcastle, but the Magpies are waiting for another striker to arrive, as well as the right offer. Obviously this Brentford recently suffered Johan Wissa replacement setback. Maximilian Beer, of course, has been rejected, 45 mil. The thing is, I think if we're willing to go to 45 mil to get this Beer, I think we could get that, probably spend that on maybe this Josh Sargent. If he's going to be that much, I think he's going to be at least 30, 35 mil, something like that. You know, if we're going to that for this guy in Germany, Borussia Dortmund, let's spend it on him, on Josh Sargent. Because he can get goals. He's proved that. And I want to get that done, and let's get this guy moved out. He's been a right idiot and pain. Yes, okay, he can say all this, and thanks for saying, he's sort of come out of it trying to make up for the things he's done and saying, it's a great club with the fans and this and that. But, you come out of it a bad way, mate. What you've said and done has not been good enough. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's embarrassing for the club. And, yeah, promises have been made, fair enough. But, you know, don't disrespect us with the way you're handling it. You got rid of all your socials, got rid of everything to do with the bees online. No, it's not right. And, you know, to come out of this and try and grovel now and pretend like, you know, you've got club's interest at heart and this and that. No, I'm sorry. It's not good enough. And I had a lot of respect for you. I thought you were a really good player. You know, 19 goals and all that shit you had with the acid attack, kidnap on your daughter or whatever. That was terrible, disgusting. And we helped you get through that. We gave you the chance, you know, to come into this club. And what have you done? What have you done now about that? No. I'm sorry, Johan. It's not good enough. And let's get this replacement in. I think it should be Sargent yourself, at least. If we can't get this beer, he doesn't want to come anyway. He said he don't want to come. You can't force the guy. So I'll get Sargent in because I know he want to come. He want to come to the Premier. Who doesn't want to play in the Premier? So, yeah, he's at Norwich. But anyway, there's more to come, guys. Plenty more to come. I'm going to go and watch the Arsenal-Liverpool game. Just have a quick check, actually, what the score is in the game. 0-0. Well, I haven't missed a lot, to be honest. So, yeah. I haven't missed much. So, I thought there'd be a lot happening there, Liverpool-Arsenal. But anyway, it's okay. I ain't missed any goals. But anyway, guys, I had to get this stream out. I really had to. A lot to talk about with the match, of course. And disappointing. Yes, 2-1. Still positive, so I think we've got to look at those negatives now and just say, look, penalty situation, get somebody else on it. Kevin Schade, no more penalties. I'm sorry. No more. Only if really necessary, if he's got, saying, a penalty shootout or something. But, you know, not in these matches. It's important. We missed out. We could have at least got a point of, well, I think we could have had 3 points, really. But still, you know, we missed out. And, yeah, Sunderland got the win in the end. Last minute, all the time. That's happened to us again. Unfortunately. But we have to move on. We've still got 3 points. We're still up and running, you could say. But so we had that like mini roll of 2 games, 2 wins, and no goals conceded. But that's finished. I knew we couldn't maintain it, really. I just knew. It's a lot of games in a few days as well. We had 9 changes the other day for the Carabao Cup. And then we gone back to the normal team that we had against Villa. So it's always going to, I suppose, take its toll a bit. But, you know, you have to move on. And we've got Chelsea next. And that's not straightforward, is it? The way they're going. But if we get something, that'd give us even more confidence against them. But obviously, you know, that's to come. I think that is when is that? Hold on a minute, just quickly have a look. I think it's, because obviously we've got the international break. I think it may be the 9th. It may be the 9th, I think. No, actually it's the 13th. 13th of September. So, and it's back at the GTEC. Late kickoff at 8 o'clock. on the Saturday. So, yeah. So Saturday the 13th. Hopefully I should get somebody, a Chelsea fan on for that one. I've got to do, well, obviously got to do a preview. So I know definitely know a few Chelsea fans, so that won't be an issue. But of course you've got to get the international games out of the way first, England and everything. So it'd probably be, so what's that on the 13th? It'd probably be on the 10th, maybe 10th, 11th. I'll do the preview, something like that, of September. So obviously got that to come, and be up to you, Rich. Well done yesterday for just about getting a win, 3-2 against Burnley. Looks a bit closer in the end than it probably should have been. I think you had about 26. You had about 26 chances, I believe, like that, against Burnley. You could have had a load more, and they almost got a draw there, didn't they? And a point against you, so didn't look great, but somehow you got a win. So well done, your first Premier win this season. 172 subs, channel great, exactly. Yeah, it is growing, and about time. Yeah, 200 soon, I hope. Fingers crossed, Rich. Yeah. Should be the milestone very soon, hopefully. Keep getting these subs. Yeah, City lost again. Yeah, I know, to Brighton. Who'd have thought that? I really didn't think Brighton would do something. I thought that, City all the way there. But it's good. It's brilliant. I think Brighton probably deserved it, to be honest, the way they come back and look better. I think Pep's got a problem there. He may walk away, Pep, It may just happen. And I know you've got the Manchester derby with him fairly soon, I believe. So I think you might fancy your chances there, Rich, to be honest, against them. Yeah, they look bad. Haaland looked terrible. I know he scored, but I wasn't impressed with him or a lot of their new signings. They look poor. So maybe you've got a chance, United. You probably could beat them, But then again, you got to sort your own performances out. I mean, yes, you won against Burnley, but it wasn't really totally convincing. You could have had a lot more goals. 26 efforts. You probably should have had more. Let's be honest. Bramo scored again. I'm happy for him. Well done. After that disappointment the other day, he was gutted, I'm sure, with that penalty miss against Grimsby, hitting the bar. So he's back on it and back, scoring. So that's good. Brilliant. But anyway, as I say, we've got Chelsea next at the GTEC. So let's come back. It's tough. It's going to be one hell of a tough game against Chelsea. So if we can somehow get something here at home, we should, but you never know. Against those, I don't really know convincing with their win the other day, 2-0. They weren't great, but they still won. So you can't say anything about that. But anyway, plenty more to come, guys. Follow me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. Please keep smashing the like, subbing if you're new. Let's get that up to the 200, guys, please. On 172 at the moment. Please keep that going up. Get me to the 200. My next milestone. And until the next one, which will probably be tomorrow. We've got a transfer deadline day, so it'll definitely be tomorrow. May do one or two tomorrow. So anyway, guys, check it all out. And until the next one, guys, I'm going to bounce. So I'm out of here. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. Cheers. Bye.